short film competition Fashion Film Festival and this episode of Pro Art are devoted to those who shoot short films about the most fashionable trends in modern life and those who are eager to embody their creative ideas and show them to the world on the big screen. A person would approach me and say, I had an idea for a film, and I filmed it. Take a look. So it is a platform for communication and development. That is, they can present themselves at such festivals and show who they are and how gifted they are. According to the rules of the International Fashion Short Film Festival, anyone can fulfill their creative potential. But it's important not to just support fashion ideas, but to also take steps to turn them into reality, like, for example, taking part in the Fashion Film Festival with your works. The most important thing for people is to show themselves, express their ideas, thoughts, dreams, life vision in any format, be it literature, clothing, or shoes. They can make a film about anything that surrounds us, and it will be seen. Filming is an exciting occupation in the 21st century. And as it turns out, it's very affordable. You can use a digital camera or even your smartphone to make a short film. For example, many participants of the Film Fashion Festival study the professions of designer or software developer, but are very much into cinematography. Well, this is direction, and they really need it. They learn to organize themselves in the space around them, work with people and communicate. It is only after they've filmed something themselves, seen the results and the emotions their work evoked, only then have they experienced participation in a festival. Olga Petrova got into the competition at the very last moment. As it turned out, it was worth the risk. Her work left a strong impression on the sophisticated jury. She's an awfully shy but talented girl. I met her submit her work, at least beyond the confines of the competition. She was so excited when they applauded her work.
Звали хлопчика Ігор Сікорський. Йому пощастить втілити в життя більшість дитячих мрій.
She's very emotional and energetic, and the visuals of her works are very rich. Winning and receiving awards is nice, but participating in competitions is no less useful for young beginner creators. Olena Tereshina believes, and she doesn't hide her joy at victory. She decided to try her hand at cinema for the first time and submitted her short film A New Look for the competition.
Но когда и как именно появились очки, это загадка.
To be honest, I didn't expect to get a winning place. It was very unexpected for me. It's nice to get an award, see the results of your hard work, and that the video was highly rated.
Очки перестали быть диковинкой. Каждый может зайти в оптику и выбрать на свой вкус. Такие, которые сделают вас более яркими и заметными. Или подчеркнут ваш характер и юность.
This work covers fashion accessories glasses. She found an interesting presentation technique for this accessory and how to talk about it in an unusual way.
Всем, как мы. Посмотрите на очки по-новому.
Mikhailo is an illustrator by profession, so he decided to create a cartoon for his competition presentation, and for good reason. I simply realized that illustrating was connected with animating, that it smoothly turned into movement, that those art styles were connected. The idea was to show fashion as a dance, as movement, as development. That's why it took very trendy tango music as its foundation. Filming even 5 minutes of fiction is pretty hard without having specialist knowledge. With animation, that's almost impossible, especially if that's hand-drawn and not computer graphics. In this case, professional help and advice are indispensable, animator Mikhailo Zablotsky believes. I started with Maxim Malenko, who is my friend, with whom I worked and created animation. He made me become interested in animation and introduced me to directing and framing. I am very grateful to him. It's a very time-consuming process. All those frames were painted with watercolors from scratch, one by one. No computers were involved. There were those who'd been preparing specifically for the festival, but there were also those who decided to participate spontaneously. Bogdan Yanovich, a student of the Kyiv National University of Technologies and Design, was one of them. He submitted his work, called Photo Drawing, for the commercial nomination and won a second place.
Alright, I'm ready now, I ain't gonna fall back down now. Alright.
I study software development, but I've been working as a photographer for several years now, and I film and edit movies. I found out about this competition and I thought I already have a finished product. I thought about submitting it, and I did. It's about 2 minutes long, and it's a report from the Fotosushka or Photo Drawing Festival. Thinking up ideas, filming, editing, it's all very interesting, but how are viewers going to react to your work? Presenting it on the big festival screen is for many the first serious test of strength. I want to make films professionally, but right now I've yet to read, watch movies and understand my own mistakes and those of others. This film group from Avdiivka has been working together for a long time. It all started with an introduction to the Yellow Bus volunteer project. It was created by professional filmmakers who visit cities and villages in Ukraine on the front line and teach teenagers how to make feature films and TV shows. Daria Sinova and Andrei Harchenko presented the result of work of a whole team of young filmmakers from Avdiivka, the film Virus A.
А если я скажу, что я инопланетянин, ты мне поверишь?
Поверю. У меня сосед тоже инопланетянин. В психушке сбежал.
We've known each other for a long time, but we've gotten much closer when working on the Yellow Bus project. The Yellow Bus came to our school. They said, "Come to us, guys, we'll try to make a movie." Kids from all over the city were there. And we started making a fantastic film.
То есть все земные катастрофы, болезни, войны, смерть для вас просто игра-стратегия?
Ну а что здесь такого?
We got immersed in the world of cinema. It was a new discovery for us. We discussed many topics. We talked about this one too, and realized that it is a real problem that everyone is very worried about. And when we started watching the fruits of our work, even now, no matter how many times I see it, I always get goosebumps from this film. So I can say that fashion also has meaning. Surprisingly, the contest rules are quite forgiving. Even if a film was not of the highest quality from the perspective of professional embodiment, it was still reviewed, and for good reason. Last year, Alexei Shaparov was a member of the jury. He was right to say that this festival is a festival of ideas. This is a place where ideas meet and professionals are born. Serhiy Rakhlin is the head of our jury, who is a very respected man in Hollywood. He said we must value this project and contribute to its development as much as possible. I want to congratulate all the participants, especially the festival winners. And I'd like to say from our distant Los Angeles that I was very glad to see just how much creative effort you put in to take part in this wonderful competition. I see many talented people among you with great prospects for the future, which I wish all of you. Have a great creative future. Each member of the jury had their own assessment criteria, but the ultimate task was to motivate and instill hope in beginner filmmakers to continue what they've started. Many amateurs take part in our project, but works are rated by professionals. This year, Irma Vitovska, an honored artist of Ukraine, and Alexander Kopeikin, a very famous cameraman, director and producer, became jury members of the festival. The festival is dedicated to fashion themes, which include problems in various fields of human life. The panel assessed short films in 4 nominations: fiction, documentary, animation, and commercial. We have a work that was made in collaboration with the Ukrainian Diaspora Museum. They held a Maria Primachenko exhibition there. One of our students made a film called Maria Primachenko, From Bolotnia to Paris. It's a short animated video in which he talks about the style of the artist. He did a good job and presented it. Vitaly Cherkas, the author who revived the paintings of the famous artist in the form of animation, was followed by another student of Kyiv National University of Technologies and Design, Ulyana Vov, though in the documentary category. The author dissected the topic of fashion in the lives of people who are into photography in a very unusual way. The jury decided unanimously to give her documentary first place in this nomination. The work of Ulyana Vov was very interesting. It's called From Digital to Film. Fascinating, right? We switched from film to digital media, and she does the opposite. That's because she's a photographer, and she realized that digital is good, but film is better, kinder, and more beautiful. There were also participants who managed to create several interesting works which fit the festival program really well. As a result, Valentina Rodina won top spot in animation. She presented 2 works: Deconstruction, Reconstruction, and Headphones. It was very unusual. They're really very attractive with their ideas and direction and how they have been put into life. The festival's doors are open to anyone who wants to follow their personal cinematography dream. Naturally, the young and creative are always at the front. Anyone who has an idea, a dream, or just a message to the world can express that in their short film. Everything that surrounds us is either fashionable or not. I think that people create fashion. They're fashionable in their dress habits, habits of doing something, their love for a particular art form or movie. Olena Tereshina believes that you can bring up your own tastes in fashion as well as shape the hobbies of people for whom you're creating your works. I think that's what people do all their lives. They probably aren't even aware of their tastes being shaped. Some bring up their own tastes, others are more influenced by society. We try to cultivate it in ourselves and to convey something to others. So what is this alluring world that beckons to discover its secrets? It's the world of visual art. Those who took part in the Fashion Film Festival learned how to create it. We're still on the path of knowledge about this world. It's fascinating, interesting, and deep. The picture in films is slightly different from what we see in life. There, it's important to make the right accent, and then everything will shine with new colors and become filled with new emotions. Young composers received many compliments from their older colleagues and guests of honor who supported the festival. As for their actual creative work, they are very interesting and young. They think and adapt very quickly. It's unreal. And they do everything amazingly quickly because they capture the essence and take care of everything very quickly. But the festival is also a place for meetings, where new contacts are born. Today we will announce the challenge for 2019, which is called Tell, Show, Write. Because there is a separate cameraman, a separate screenwriter, and they have to find each other. Today we're going to do everything to help them find one another. The concept of fashion went beyond the confines of shows and magazines a long time ago. It's much broader now. It's trendy to look stylish and to do all sorts of other useful things. The authors of short films at the Fashion Film Festival demonstrated precisely that.
Dad, do you want a new car?
Yes, I want Tesla.